Hey, you amazing winners. We love you. We want to tell you all about what's going on in groups this week at Christ Place. Andrew, what's happening?
Yeah, so something we are incredibly excited about, something we've been working on for so long, is we are creating this additional website to where you can go and get more information about small groups at Christ Place. So you can tell your friends, tell your family to go and find a group. So the website is christplace.family. So let me say that again, christplace.family. You'll see a tab on there for a lot of different areas of service, missions information, but the thing we're excited about is the groups page. So on the groups tab, you will see all of our groups listed, plus these beautiful pictures of all these amazing leaders. It'll tell you right where they meet, home groups, on campus, off campus, doesn't matter, you get all that. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, for anybody who is leading a group, you can find additional resources to help you lead your group each and every single week. We're so excited about it. I want you to go and check it out today, christplace.family.
Awesome.
Rick, what else is going on?
Hey, so many things are happening. One thing that we wanted you to think about is that, the first couple of weeks of quarantine, everybody's trying to adjust, everything's crazy. Well, we are sinking into normal now, and we know that we're going to be social distancing for the next month, at least, the month of April. So we want you to think differently. Stop thinking about just adjusting to the crazy, and we want you to start thinking mission and vision. How can we as a church continue to push the mission of Jesus Christ forward, the mission of Christ Place forward from our homes? And let me tell you, you guys are doing awesome with that. Again, our mission is discipling one another to reach and raise the next generation to live out God's truth. So the best ideas don't come from pastors in meetings. The best ideas usually come from you in your home, because you see a need that God is calling you to meet. And so we want you to think about yourself as quarantine social media missionaries. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. Andrew, tell them about what our groups are doing. How are our groups meeting right now?
Yeah, so last week we talked to you about, and we really kind of tried to flesh out this question of how can we be banded together when we can't be together? And really what we talked about more than anything was Zoom calls or digital calls, however you do that. Some of our groups are doing so amazing. They are scheduling every single week. They're doing a Zoom call, a group FaceTime call. They're using other platforms, whatever it might be. You guys are doing such an incredible job, but here's what I want you to hear. If you are attending a group, we need you right now to be more plugged in than you've ever been before. This is not your time to lean out. This is your time to lean in. And for all of you group leaders as well, be sure that you are connecting with your people. Be sure that you are staying with them each and every week. And hey, listen, we want you using those sermon-based discussion guides and really leading your group through that. We want you using that in your home. We also want you using that in your group as well, because listen, people need prayer, they need encouragement, they need hope. They need to hear the best news of Jesus that they've ever heard, and that's going to come from you. So make sure you're scheduling those Zoom calls every week. Make sure you're staying on top of that, because we really want our people to be banded together now more than ever. We need that. God created us that way.
This is the best time in the history of the world to be quarantined. I was just thinking about it this morning, Andrew, it's crazy. We can watch all the TV. We can connect with people more than ever through social media, email, calls. It's a great time to be quarantined in this world, although the quarantine stinks. But I want you to think a little differently. We talked about advancing the mission. Think of yourself this way right now as a social media missionary, There's some really easy things you can do now that so many people are consuming social media most of the day. They're just kind of scrolling and looking at things and sharing crazy, funny quarantine memes and all those kinds of things. Yeah, we found some good ones. And so there's a couple things you can do. One, you can share the page. Every Sunday morning, we are going live. And think about this. There's probably been a lot of people in your life that you say, boy, I'd love to invite my cousin who lives 200 miles away to church, but we live too far away. Or, maybe you live somewhere else and you have a lot of friends there that you can't invite them to church, but you want to share the message with them. Listen, all churches right now are digital. Let me say that again. All churches right now are meeting on a digital platform. And so that means that church can really reach anyone, anywhere. So if you share that page and you make a personal invite, send them a message, give them a call, say, hey, why don't you join my church? And here's another thing to think about. We're in the groups realm. Do you know that right now anybody from anywhere around the world can really join one of our groups.
Yeah.
We have that option. And so if you have a friend in Kansas,
Many of our groups are doing that right now.
Yeah.
I heard a story the other day of some groups that met. They had some people from Germany in their group.
so cool. So anywhere around the world, now's the time, I can go back to my friends that I grew up with in Marianne and say, hey, why don't you be part of my church? Maybe they don't go to church. This is the time that the church is changing. And listen, we have to be the kind of people that do whatever it takes to reach people with the gospel. So don't look at this as a time that, God can't use the church because we can't be together. This is a new opportunity for revival and growth in the church. It's a new opportunity for the mission to go forward if we can think about it that way. And, one thing we're doing that's real simple, we've been using a hashtag, CP Banded Together. So when y'all been having your Zoom meetings, you take a little picture of that. When your kids have been going out on the concrete and drawing Bible verses, you take a picture of that. When your kids are worshiping on Sunday morning, you're taking a picture of that. You're posting it online and you're hashtagging it CP Banded Together. Now, why are we doing that? Are we wanting to be just getting more likes on things? No. What that does is it bands us together. It lets us know we are in the same struggle together. It lets us know our church is still together, that we are praying together and worshiping together and in this whole quarantine thing together. So think about moving the mission forward and think about your group in a different way. You're not now just inviting someone to come to your house or come to your group on Sunday morning. You're inviting them into a digital group that they can join from anywhere in the world. Andrew, man, we can reach a whole new group of people if we will just think differently. People are looking for hope right now.
Yes,
if we will be givers of hope, man, we can make a difference because we have the hope of Jesus Christ, the only real hope there is.